words mixed up there. Peter Switzer, good to see you. Since the budget, what did you make of it, and what have you made of the bounce, or lack thereof perhaps, afterwards?
Well, as an economist, you're always suspicious when treasurers, spend too much. But this is, I hate to use the well used and often wrong term. This time it's different. It is different. The coronavirus changed everything. This budget had to be a big spending budget, and that's exactly what Josh Frydenberg did. We're going to get something like 4.25% economic growth this financial year coming up, which is fantastic, which means it's going to be great for profits. It's going to be great for jobs, stock market. All those things are going to be helped by this budget. And only 15% of Australians said it was bad for them, which was interesting. But there hasn't been much of a bounce in terms of politics. Labor still leads on the two-party preferred. That's News Poll's latest survey. But what I find really interesting, Pete, are these parallels between Peter Costello's last budget in 2007, before John Howard lost the election. Here are the parallels worth having a look at. First of all, there was an enormous mining boom going on, driven by China. The stock market was booming. Unemployment was around 4%. That's where we're hoping to head towards. Yep. We also saw that the stock market was booming, and I guess there's one big difference is I don't think Anthony Albanese is Kevin '07. Which Kevin Rudd was before we all learnt not to like right. Kevin Rudd. Yeah. But those parallels are very, very interesting, Pete.
Okay, but I guess the issue is to growth. Labor's got an opportunity here and has been exploiting that as well and hitting that one hard. Even the government believes that growth is going to remain flat for a while to come. People may well get frustrated about that in the not too distant future.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to happen in the next financial year when the election's on. That's the one big difference, Pete. This election will be coming out of a recession. The 2007 election was before a recession and before a stock market crash. And I think they're going to be significant. I think people will remember how bad it was when the coronavirus hit. And even though there is a bit of a push, I think, from left-wing media people that the success in fighting the coronavirus is all down to the state premiers, seemingly ignoring what happened in Victoria. I think a lot of people, do see Scott Morrison closing the borders and stuff like that. That also was very important. I think the national coordination of all the premiers was very important for us doing so well with the coronavirus, which then has delivered one of the best economic dividends around the world. And that's the story I think a lot of people are going to have to remember.
Okay, what about the tech stock sell-off? Is that continuing, Pete?
Well, we're all spooked last week because inflation in the US came in, 4-point-something%. They were expecting about 3.6%. And the fear was inflation and interest rates can go through the roof. So tech stocks were sold off. Well, what happened on Friday night? They got a slightly softer consumer confidence number. They got a retail number was flat at very high levels, by the way, in the US. And what happened? Tech stocks led the stock market up. Pete, I think tech stocks are going to be under pressure for about 6 months because what's happening now is people, the market is chasing all the stocks that have been ignored. They're called value stocks, but eventually the value stocks will be overpriced and they'll say, gee, those tech stocks look pretty attractive. And so I think what we're seeing is the big stocks like Tesla, they're dropping like 30%. But if you look at the FANG ETF, which puts most of the tech stocks together, it's only down 13%. I think tech stocks won't be killed and they will become good value provided you're prepared to wait.